Awesome, folks. How's it going? I can already see so much happening in the chat. How's it going, everyone? How's GSW treating you? It's only day two, and I know you all love GSWs. I honestly properly feel the blues by the end of the seventh day. So, hello. Hi, Oxianchi. Welcome back to the stream. I haven't seen you in the past couple of streams. I see so many familiar names. I know, right? Every day feels like, wow, you're learning so much. And by the seventh day, you're like, wait, the week's gone. Hi, Ritesh. Welcome back. Uh, is it still has I actually properly fixed my issues yesterday. I did an entire system reboot. In that process, I also lost a lot of hardware, uh, software, but is it really that bad or is it bearable, folks? Because I'm just going to get a new mic setup from next year's shop. Hello. Hello. I see so many hellos coming in. That's so awesome. So, y'all, I'm gonna redo everything we did in the last 15 minutes of the last stream so that if anyone's joining for the first time today, they can pick up easily. Uh, Thank you so much, Arya. I really appreciate that. Amanda did a really cool stream around last GHW. Let me see if I can pull you the link. It's really nice. She talks very honestly about, fellowship interviews and, how, and a lot of people, for example, a couple of people I recently met, they told me how it took them at least 3 attempts to get through. So keep applying for one. And yeah, just look at the video. If I'm just going to quickly pull it up for you. Emulate. So Amanda does amazing streams for fellowship people. Let me see. It was a live stream. Alright, I'll pull it up and send it to you in Discord later. But until then, y'all are here, so make sure that y'all register and check in for the event. Let me send you that link. Hi, Winstar2K. So make sure that y'all register and check in. If y'all are joining here for the first time, I am happy to show you how to register and check in. So let me quickly present my screen to you and I'll walk you through the check-in process. Although I see most of the familiar names, so that is awesome. But do register. See, the moment you register, you're getting extra points and hence extra stickers. Oh, here's Pablo. There we go. Screen, tab, and there we go. Awesome. So you all see this. You all just have to click here on register and check in. I want to do this because this is Emily's account, but you all get the point. I do not know. Where is this option, Zenine? The smart click option. What error, Milab Gupta? Just go ahead and paste the error in the chat box and have a quick look. And I'll be doing the last entire part over again so you can start from scratch with me. But I am super excited because y'all will be deploying your own APIs to Rapid API today. And Once you get the hang of it, you all can actually put in a couple of more features, as in, a little more data cleaning in your code, and actually, make a side hustle out of it, you know. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble speaking. But yeah, awesome. So I'm super excited for you all to actually get through the entire thing today. So let's open our VS codes, and does anyone want to quickly recap what we did yesterday, and we'll continue from there. And if you all have any errors from yesterday's streams, just go ahead and paste them in the chat. We'll look at them when we take a quick 5-minute breather after we're done deploying. You want a recap? I was expecting you all to give me a recap. But a quick recap from yesterday would be we first learned what an API was. We learned that the different types of APIs. Then we also understood the difference between a web API and a webhook, right? And we realized that webhook is a little more than an API, right? So we did all of that. Then we actually understood how to create a React app and quickly import, or rather, quickly get data from an API on our page, right? That was the next thing that we did. And finally, we started building our own API. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Zenny. This is what I was expecting. Awesome, folks. Great. So let's get started. Let's not waste any time today. We're already 15 minutes into the stream. If you all have any questions, feel free to stop me. Also, you all are always welcome to join the stream to, share your progress. And later in the stream today, I'll be asking you all to show me any projects that you've done in the past that have used API. So keep your projects ready, and I'll tell you how to join the stream, and you can join the stream and show me your projects. All right. Welcome, Yash. Always glad to have you. All right, folks. Let's open our VS codes and get started. So, new window for me, and let me quickly move everything here. Alright, folks, you all have to let me know when you all can see my screen. Alright, is my screen visible? Is it now? Awesome! Thank you so much, Anil. Great. So I know I'm going to be looking a little skewed because I've moved my stream here, but I am looking at y'all in the chat. So bear with me. Alright. Okay, folks. VS Code. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to open a new terminal. Alright. You all should be in your home directory, which is, usually your name, but if you have a different username, it will be your home directory. Alright. I see a lot of returning hackers. So I'm not doing a, traditional introduction. So if you all have any questions for me, keep them coming. Okay. Alright, folks. After that, what we're going to do is we're going to create a folder. So mkdir make directory, and we're going to create a folder. So let's create GHW April Day 2. Awesome. I like the name. Oh yeah. You can do anywhere. My point of explaining this is now I'm going to ask you all to change your directory into the folder that we've created. That was my only point of where you are. So just make sure that you change your directory into the new folder that you make. All right. uh Absolutely. I'm just waiting to see what questions you all have. And today, in a few hours after the stream, I'll make sure that all the code is pushed to GitHub and it will be commented. So based on the questions that I've received, I'll make sure that the comments, in case you look it up 2 months later, you'll be able to see it. I will also put the links to the original tutorials. So these are some of the things that I did for the first time when I started learning APIs. Okay, so I'll put you the links to the original tutorials so you can easily go find the original source. You are, of course, welcome to ask questions either of the places, right? Alright, so keep the questions coming. You all know I answer them promptly. In case I miss them, pester me, scold me. That's perfectly fine. Okay, alright. Let's change our directory into the new folder that we just created. For me, it is GHW April take two. So I'm just gonna copy this and paste it here. There we go. LS, it's empty, which is great. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do an npm init. Venkat, I have created the empty GitHub directory. So let me share the empty GitHub repo where I'll be posting all of it. Alright, give me just 1 second. Let me pull it up and I'll share it. Mm. Alright, there you go. It's empty for the time being, and I'll push the slides, which are basically templates for me. I usually, when I make slides, I put like the header and actually explain the rest of the things. But yeah, you can use it. You can create issues in the same repo later if you want to ask questions too. All right, and you all are always welcome to contribute to it. Okay, great. So now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do an NPM minute. If you all are joining the stream for the first time, you all need to check if you all have Node installed or not. So to do that, we're going to do a Node. I do have it installed. I have an older version because I use NVM. So NVM list, these are the versions that I have, and I'm currently using the 15 version, right? So I'm going to go back to my next command, which is npm init, right? Npm is the node package manager, in case you all don't know. And basically it helps you create and use packages and maintain packages all based on the node framework, right? Awesome. So now it's going to ask me some questions that you can see on the screen. I hope the screen is visible to everyone. If you all want, I can increase the size a little. Hi Sunil, welcome back. I'm always so happy to see hackers returning to streams. No, Jedua, you haven't missed anything. If anything, we're gonna be starting from scratch the last part that we did. So you can just start from scratch here as well. Alright. Awesome. Now it's gonna ask me a few questions like the package name. I'm gonna stick to the folder name that I've created. So let's continue. Version 1, description, entry point. I do want it to be index.js. Test command, get repo keywords. Nothing I want to put over here. If you feel like it, you all can go ahead and put your name. No license for the time being. This is okay. Yes. And there we go. Right? So now I've created this. But remember, I actually had to go into my directory, right? I did a cd, right? Now what I want to do is I want to see my folder here as well, right? So I'm going to click on open folder, and now I'm going to find the directory I just created, which is this. Select folder, and there we go. So what the npm init has done, it has created a package.json for me. All right, these are all the questions that it just asked us, right? And now it's put it in a JSON package. How cool is that? Right? Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file because our entry point is index.js, right? So I'm simply going to create that. All right? Index.js. Awesome. So I'm going to now, we have our entry point and we have our index.json. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to install some packages that we need here, right? So terminal, make sure that you're in the right directory, which is the folder that you just created. Alright, so npm I, or you can go for install, right? So npm install first. Okay, so what are we doing today? Give me 1 second, folks. So what are we doing today? We're basically going to run our server on a port, all right? Then on that port, we're basically going to go to a website, scrape the links off it, right? So basically, scrape the entire website, then break it down its HTML and take out what we need from the HTML and send it back as a response to the URL, right? So what we are first going to do is we first want different routes, right? So you know how you have different URLs in a website to go to different pages. We're going to do exactly that. Okay, so we're going to first create a port, basically define where our server runs. All right. Second, we're going to sorry. Second, we're going to use the routing mechanism of Axios to go to a website and get all the data. All right. Then we're going to use Genio, all right, which is another package to basically filter out the data and get what we want. All right. I'm sorry, I do not know what's wrong with me. I've had an infection for a couple of days and I'm not able to talk bec- because of that. But you all get the point. You all understand the text. I'm not worried. Alright, so then we'll use Cheerio to filter out the things that we want. And finally, we'll use that response, send it back to our screen as a JSON. Make sense, everyone? So we'll just install all the packages now. Alright? So npm install first, we're going to install Axios. Alright, can anyone tell me what Axios does? What is the main purpose of Axios? Why are you all suddenly so quiet? The chat has suddenly gone very quiet. Basically, yes. Very good. You're on the right path, yes. Anyone else want to take a shot at answering this? So it's basically a promise based HTTP request mechanism for Node.js. So it basically runs simultaneously in Node.js and the browser. Does that make sense? That is great. I'm so glad you all replied to that. The question is, what is Axios? Um, I'm not sure if error should be looking for funding. It is usually a warning, basically. Yes. All right. So, King Spirit, if can you paste the entire console error for me? I want to see what it's telling you. Like, is it just saying that much, or is it saying more? Just paste the entire error for me, please. Alright, awesome. I was a little worried. Alright, great. Now that you all have installed Axios, if you all want to keep discussing Axios, you all are welcome to do that. The next package we want to install is Cheerio. Remember, because we're going to use that to uh, filter out the data that we get, right? I love the, vague understanding. Trust me, it is better to have a vague understanding first and then read about it than the other way around. So great job. Alright, so next we're gonna install Cheerio. So npm install Cheerio. Alright, so once we're done installing Cheerio, we need to install Express. Alright, so npm install Express. Alright, I think this might work better. Let me just quickly move my camera here so that way I don't feel like I'm not looking at you all. Alright, this works better. Absolutely, Sneha. So basically, Axios is a promise based HTTP request mechanism. So what it does is, do you know how a promise works in JavaScript? I'm not a JavaScript expert, so I'm basically going to explain it to you very basically. Alright. So how a promise works is you promise to do something, then you wait for it to get done, but not wait as in you stop all the function. But you wait for it to get done, and once the promise gets done, you move forward with the uh, application, right? So it's a JavaScript kind of a threading mechanism, but not exactly. All right. So what Axios does is it basically uses promises to communicate with the Node.js and run on the web browser simultaneously, if that makes sense. Let me see if I can send you all the package link. NPM usually has excellent documentation for all its packages. There you go. All right, folks. Next, we're going to. So we already installed Express also. So Express basically helps in routing. Yes, you all answered yesterday that it's a JavaScript framework, which is correct. So yes. All right. Let's continue and start writing our program now. All right. Are we all on the same page? Is anyone not being able to keep up? We are happy to slow down. Excuse me. Hi Adarsh, welcome to the stream. Alright folks, are we ready to go? I'm just waiting for you all to confirm with me. Yes, basically all your HTTP commands. Alright folks, let's move on since none of you all are asking me to stop. I'm going to continue. If you all want me to repeat anything, I'll do that. Alright? Great. So now we're going to go here and you see scripts. So we're going to go to scripts and over here change the text to start. And for start, what we want is we want to get index.js again. So we're going to go on to daemon index.js. And I'm going to quickly send you all the package for index.js as well. So, There you go. So this is for Note them on. And if you're asking me for the Express as well, I'm happy to send you a link. Alright. But yeah, so let's get started. Alright. We've done this. Let's hit save. And over here, obviously, if you're going to be using Note them on, we want to install it. So npm I Note them on. I is basically install. You all can use it either way. Alright, now I'm going to close this. Perfect. So now I have all of it installed, right? So now I'm going to go here and I'm going to start with my code, right? So first what I'm going to do is, remember, because I want to run it like a server, and Node-daemon is basically helping me replace Node.js to do that, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first define the port I want to run this server on, right? Next, I'm going to import all the packages that I've just installed, right? And then is a simple code, right? So first, let's start with defining our port, right? So const port equal to 8000, right? Next, I'm going to import all the packages. So all the packages as in Express, Axios, Cheerio, right? So const Cheerio is equal to Shikfaria. There we go. Const Express is equal to Mario. Awesome. Everyone keeping up? Let me know if y'all aren't. Okay. Next, we're going to install import Axios. So Axios equal to file. Great question. So basically, Cheerio is a package. Oh, sure. So Cheerio is a package that what we're going to be doing, right? We're going to be basically getting a ton of data back from the website down the link that we go to. We're going to first parse that into HTML response and then send that HTML response through Cheerio. Cheerio basically helps you filter out data. So you can literally go Cheerio, take out these tags from the entire content, or give me the text of this tag. Does that make sense? Not really, Rohit. So what Cheerio is doing is, right, it's literally kind of acting like a parser, but more than a parser, right? So it's like it's taking your HTML data, first it's comprehending it, then it's also whenever you ask it, like, okay, give me, this tag. So let's say we'll be using the A tag. Then we'll tell them, then we'll ask Cheerio to give us the title, the URL, the text, and everything from that tag. So it basically, breaks down the entire HTML thing into a, searchable and a usable language or a parsed data. Does that make sense? Hi Anshuman, welcome to the stream. Awesome, folks. Let's move on, right? Before we move on, let's also make the app run. Okay, so we're going to do app.listen. Okay, we're going to have it running on a port. And now when it runs on the port, we want to, show on the console that it's running on this port, right? Uh, Not from the internal working point of view, but yeah, great analogy. Except over here, you're not going to be using it as a, like, okay, now I can use this tag in a different website. You're actually using to get the data hidden within the tags. Make sense? It's like reverse programming. So, instead of you writing HTML and putting the data, you're getting HTML and then extracting the data from it. Alright. Okay, now once it runs on the port, we want to print on the console that where it's running, right? So console dot log. This is the mistake I was making yesterday, which you all pointed out so nicely. This is a backtick and not a single colon, right? So server is running on port. All right, folks. So now, what's happening? Can you tell me the? Yeah, sure. Paste your error in the chat and I'll have a look at it. Where do you see append? Um, where do you see append? Jedua? Alright, so if you're not having errors, just paste the error. Oh yeah, 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 don't worry. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in just a second. Oh, my bad indeed. It's app.listen. I think I pressed enter and my bad. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, yeah, don't worry. We'll get to it in just a second. Once we create the app, we will also. I just wanted to do this because this is the mistake that I made yesterday, and I wanted to, make sure it's clarified. All right, folks. Shall we move on? All right. So let's go ahead and create the app, since you all understand that that's what we need to do next to be able to use the app that we just did. So app, and because it's an Express app, we're going to do an Express, and that's it. All right. Next, today what we're going to be doing is, thank you so much. And yeah, so next what we're going to be doing is we will first do the simple thing where we create a path and go print something on the path. Then we'll go to our GHW website and scrape it, right? No, nothing we'll be doing. We just go pick up the link and use it in our code. Okay, awesome, great. So let's move on, right? So next, what we're going to do is we're going to create our first path. So app dot get. All right. Open the curly brackets, single colon, and this is the path. Now this can be anything, right? This can be home, this can be hello. So let's stick to hello, right? Then we'll comma, right? And then this is the basically the format that you're specifying, that you're sending a request and you'll get the response, right? So request response. All right, great. And next we're going to create what happens in the response, right? So over here, uh-uh. All right, then you'll use response dot listen. And what do we want to reply back? Anything, right? You can say, hello, welcome to my stream, right? So let's leave it at that. And let's test our code, okay? So I'm going to hit save. Over here, remember the script that we edited in the package.json? This is start, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do npm run and the script name, which is start. Alright, so you can see this is what I have asked it to print. Now you can also do something crazy and quirky here. Alright, so let's go and see what's running on our port. I'm going to quickly. Mm, Alright, so now it's first showing error because remember we have not done anything for this path. What we have path for is hello. So I'm gonna go here, hello, and it says hello, welcome to my stream. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new path and scrape our website that we want there. Alright, so let's go back to our VS Code and right here we're gonna start editing our index.js again. Alright, so let's go here and do an app dot get. Okay, now this depends on what you're scraping. I am planning to scrape the challenges page. So I'm going to create challenges. You all can scrape the schedule, you all can scrape whatever part. Now, the reason I'm not going to scrape any other website is scraping is not, especially, getting data out of web scraping is not, very popular method to get data. Let's say that, especially ethically. Newspapers, maybe it's fine, but otherwise, getting data is not a great way to go about it if you do not know whether or not the website allows you to scrape data. Usually, if you want to scrape data from a website, it's a good idea to either email their support to get, to tell them that, hey, is it okay if I scrape data of your website, right? So, which is why I'm doing the GHW website. Uh, if you all want to do a news channel, if you all want to do any other website, you all are welcome to do that. All right. Great. So I'm going to do challenges. Again, the same thing. Require fonts. Alright, now here is when it gets fun because right now I'm going to use the Axios package that I installed. What's the error? Can you paste the error and we'll solve it together. That's probably because you haven't installed Axios. Can you try installing Axios again? And I think it should work. Alright. Can you see if you edited the package.json right? So in the scripts, you made sure it's start and you added no daemon index.js. Alright, in case you are getting the error, I'm going to send you the version I have of Axios. Change your package.json and but see, I don't see Axios here, Milav Gupta. See, in your dependencies, you do not have Axios. So maybe try installing it again in the right folder. Yep. Thank you so much, Rohit. Zenil, did you try looking at your package.json and make sure that there's only one script here? And it says start and node on index.js? Again, if you all are having issues, I would suggest installing the same versions as I do. So for Cheerio, I usually have a problem. So I'm going to tell you the version that I usually install and I change. So, right. So, Cheerio, this is the version you want. It's okay. That's how you learn. Again, I'm so glad you all are making such mistakes. You all will remember just index.js. Here you go. I started debugging. Can you see my package.json Zenil? Just make sure that it's exactly the same, or except the versions maybe, right? So main should have index.js. Remember when we were setting up the package, we defined the entry point. This is what that is. So any your whenever you see main, that should be your entry point into your entire system. So over here it's index.js. If you ever open your React, create React app package.json, you'll see the entry point is index.html, right? Awesome. Great job, folks. I am so proud of you all for making such mistakes and working on it. Great job. Alright. For you, Adarsh, can you try installing this version of Cheerio? So just add Cheerio to your package.json in this format and run an npm install. Again, thank you so much, Rohit. That's actually good advice. Make sure that you do it from the terminal of your project. And make sure that when you're running commands, so make sure when you're running commands, it's always from the folder in which your project files are, right? If you run it on the home folder, trust me, I've done that mistake, and I see random node module folders in my home screen, right? I'm sorry, Adarsh. So trust, take my advice then. Put this line in your package.json and run an npm install. I am guessing that might work. And if it doesn't, try and use nvm and switch your node version so it will create a new package directory. Can you paste the exact error that you're getting, Adarsh? The entire error that you're getting, please. All right, have fun. Yeah, but yeah, just have fun. We'll all. If you want, you are welcome to come on stream and share your screen. All right, and we can help you all out together. Because you've made a spelling mistake. It's a Cheerio in your code in your index.js. See, it's asking for CHERRIO, and this is the spelling you want to use in your code. Do you see the error, Adarsh? So if you correct your code over here to Cheerio instead of the CHERRIO that you used, what happened? Did things not work for you, Sanil? Hmm, this is weird. Awesome, Adarsh. I'm glad it worked for you. I'm just looking at Vishal's error. And so if you saw, I by mistake when I went to Node, right, and I just ran the run and debug, this thing crashed. Even my app crashed, right? So as soon as I stopped that, it ran. So I'm guessing you have another server like refresher running in your VS Code. All right. Anyone else, any other errors that we're getting? Remember, the more errors you all solve here, everyone gets to know what errors to expect, and they know how to go about it. Were you able to solve it, Milav Gupta, when you got the error, or are you still getting that error? I like how Yash is in a breakfast mood and awesome. We already have a pro in the chat, so I'm gonna let Milav Gupta solve your problem, Vishal. If you all aren't able to figure it out, you can come on stream and we'll figure it out together. Awesome. So great. Okay. There we go. So we're going to figure out your problem too, Vishal. Just share your JSON and we'll be able to have a look into it. Or the entire error for that matter. Alright folks, shall we continue? Great. So next what we're going to do is we're going to use Axios, which we've installed with so much effort. Right? So let's do that. Okay. Over here in my next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to get data from Axios. So Axios dot get. Now over here, I'm going to have my URL. Now again, I'm taking GHW because I know for a fact that otherwise you need to ask permission from websites to scrape data. For that matter, even for GHW, I actually did reach out to MNH and ask them, if it's okay to scrape the data, right? So I'm going to go ahead and paste the URL here. All right. Over here, I'm going to use the response I'm getting to store it, right? So I'm going to do a dot then, right? And the response, right? I'm going to now save this and use it to create my HTML data. So now I'm going to create a variable called HTML. All right. I'm going to save the response data into it. So response dot data. All right. Next, I'm going to create a new variable and use Cheerio to load the parsed out HTML. Right. So I'm going to create a const. Now you can again, these are names that you all can choose. It does not have to be what I'm using. So equal to Cheerio dot load. And over here, I'm going to load the earlier variable that I've created, which is HTML, to for Cheerio to be able to now parse out the data. All right. Next, I'm going to use the Cheerios API documentation to take out a dot contains. So, dollar, right? Remember, I told you we can segregate it through tags. Now, the GHW website is a very convoluted website, right? Because there is like a lot of tags within tags. So I'm going to keep it simple and I'm going to scrape any link, right? First I'm going to scrape out any link that I can find. So I'm going to go for A, right? Contains, right? Anything, right? So there we go, right? Now I'm going to, where do I want A dot contains? In the HTML variable, right? So I am going to then go for each. For each A tag contains in the HTML, I want there to be a function, right? Okay, Vishal, I see your error. Hmm. And what's the error that you were getting? Mhm. Alright, here's what I want to suggest initially is I'm going to paste the dependency link for y'all and just make sure that your versions are exactly the same as mine. Okay. Although I see that they're mostly the same. 2.0. Sure, you can. Go for 3000 if that makes more sense. Even your Vishal is used 8080, so that's fine. But just make sure nothing else is running on that port, okay? Alright, I'm just gonna finish this off so that if anyone wants to get done till here, get done, and then we'll make a proper 5 minute breather to just go through errors. Alright, so over here I'm gonna create a. So this is wrong. So for dot each, right? For each of the tags that I'm getting, I want to create a function. So function over here, function this is the right. So the function, what I want to do is I want to get the title. I want two more variables, the title and the URL from the tag, right? So I'm going to use const title equal to. I'm going to use the this method of JavaScript to get the text, right? And who's giving us the text? Cheerio, remember. So the text is being detected by Cheerio, right? Next, I'm going to get the URL. So const URL equal to dollar, which is my variable. This dot no dot attribute, which is again a Cheerio. So the attribute of that a tag, which is your URL. So we're going to attribute HREF. Right? Like I said, Cheerio lets you go into that tag and use different keywords that you use in HTML to get the data. Let me get back to you. Milav Gupta, let me complete this and we'll solve your error together. Hi there, welcome to the stream. No, yeah, she's asking how does she know if there's nothing else running on the port so that she does not get an error. Alright, so I'm very close to finishing off the code and then we'll start looking into error. Alright, so attribute href. Next, what I'm going to do is I want an array to store all the responses, right? So I'm going to go to the top, in the global part and create an array. So challenges is equal to an array. Alright. So alright, and next what I want to do is I want to push my entire thing that I've just created back into the challenges array, right? So I'm going to do right here, I'm going to start with challenges dot push, right? And uh, syntax. Sure, Vishal. Give me 5 minutes and I'll share the code with you on Discord itself. Okay. All right, folks. Next, remember we're almost done here. All right, we're almost done. Now, what we want to do is we want to send the response back, right? So, right before your last bracket, which is basically your final app.get bracket, what you want to do is you want to send the response JSON back, right? So over here, let me align these things. Right here, I'm going to send the response.json. Response.json. And what I want to send it back as is challenges. So there we go. Okay. Now, all right. Does this work for everyone? Next, over here, you can add a catch error statement. So, dot catch error. All right, folks, and we should be good. So, go. And all right, hit save, and my app crashed too. Great. We'll remove this. All right. So we won't do the catch function right now because there's an error and we'll look into one error at a time. Okay. So let's go to our browser and check, right? So what's our URL? Challenges. Hmm. Weird. Let me go. Hmm. Let me quickly debug my app and then we'll see what's going wrong. Challenges response. Oh, did it work? That's awesome. I'm so glad it worked for you. Awesome. Just let me figure out why my app isn't working and then I will help you all out. Hmm. This is why. Oh, and there we go. This should ideally work. Alright, awesome. Yes, if you're getting empty array, that means yes, I made that mistake too. Zenny, like put the response.json in the wrong place. So right here, if you see, it needs to be after the within the dot then response, right? So over here, after two, basically you want it to be when the response is being concatenated. Awesome, thank you so much. Yeah, live coding, you get nervous, right? So anyway, this works. Now you should be getting this huge chunk of data, which makes absolutely no sense. So to make sense of it, what we're going to do is we're going to add a extension, right? So I'm going to go into manage extensions and I'm going to search for JSON viewer. So this is the JSON viewer that you want, and you just do an add to Chrome, add extension. No, and there we go. So I refresh it. And there you go. You see what we now have? We have tons of links, title and URL. So any title and URL on the GSW challenges page, we have it, right? And then later when you're using a different API to sort through it, or in your code you can sort through it and visualize it and whatnot. Yay, Zaniel, congratulations. How are the others doing? Oh, absolutely. Let me paste it for you. I would ideally paste it in Discord. But here you go. There you go. Just make sure you format it. Yes, Yash, I did. And we're not even doing it properly. It's such a simple task. All right, folks, congratulations. You have actually made an API. Now, all you need to do is you need to learn how to deploy it. So, let's take a quick 5-minute breather. Yeah, and then we'll come back and deploy it onto Rapid API. All right. So, yes, I'm so glad you all are having so much fun. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly take a 5-minute breather. I need more water to be able to talk. So, it is 10:40 on my clock, and I shall be back by 10:45. In that time, if anyone else is still facing errors, go ahead, post it in the chat. The hackers here are much smarter than me. I'm sure they'll be able to help you out much faster than I do. So Zenil, you missed one step. What we did was we went into Chrome and we installed the JSON viewer. Let me send you a link. So in case you all want the JSON viewer, there you go. Once you install the extension, this is how lovely it will look. Awesome! I'm so glad you all figured this out together. I think Milav Gupta needs this advice. She's the one who will need formatting. Awesome, Zenny. Alright, let's take a quick 3-minute break. I'm going to quickly go get water. And then I'll be here to chit chat if you all still want the entire 5 minutes. But yeah, alright. I shall, celebrate your amazing work that you all have done. And we will then deploy it. Alright, folks, how are we doing? Did people have any errors that we solved? Alright, I see no one having had any errors that needed solving. So I'm going to continue. Or do you all want a slightly longer break? I've never seen the chat so quiet. Are you all okay today? I know a lot of you all completed the thing. Hi Ahmed, welcome to the stream. Absolutely. I should have left the code on, my bad. There you go. I know I made it a little smaller. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fit all the code in one screen so you all can see it properly. Is it better? Can you all see the entire code? I do have Blender 3D. I love playing around with Blender 3D. There you go. Yeah, she have someone to vent about Blender and compete with. Thank you so much, Zeniel. That is very sweet. I don't know, Yash. I'm not able to talk much. Like it gets very nasal after a point. I can't hear my voice, so I have to keep drinking water. But yeah, all right, folks. Let's continue and let's finish this awesome thing, right? So what we're going to do next is we're going to open Rapid API, right? Because we're just so good at it. New tab. There you go. So Rapid API. You all need a link. We'll send you the link. And we're going to go to log in. Make sure that you all are logged in. So you all can see I'm logged in. And I'm going to go to my APIs. Oh, I'm so sorry. Give me a second. Let me show the screen again. There you go. Uh, could you get the code, Milab Gupta? Regardless, I'll be posting it again. Okay, perfect. So regardless, I'll be posting it in GitHub soon, so you all will have access to it. All right. So Rapid API, and we're going to start adding a API project. All right. So your name, right? Keep it logical, of course. So I'm going to go for GHW challenges page links. Right, that's the name. I can leave the description blank. You can select the you category. I am going to go for other, right? Team, personal, and I'm gonna do a do not import, right? So add API project and description is needed. So links. Now you all can always scrape different pages on GHW, right? So Preferably stick to MLH for this, and if you know someone's website, you can then scrape their website. You know what, Yash? You're welcome to come show that project on stream next time. But I know you don't join stream, so just send in a link if you want. Send your project link. For challenges. Alright, perfect. So this is here. So I'm gonna be next. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and settings. I'm listening first. We've changed the. There we go. So go to hub listing, right? Next, and in endpoints is where we want to add the basically the endpoints, right? So over here, what we're going to do is give me 1 second, folks. Perfect. Apologies, folks. So, in the endpoints is where we need to add our API link, but we've never really made a link out of it, right? We don't have a URL as such. So, what we're going to do next is we're going to go to Heroku and deploy our API there, right? So, let's go to Heroku. I think I remember my login. So, I think I do. There we go. It's always funny when I do remember my login. But yeah, so next go to Heroku app and login. And all right, perfect. So now I'm logged in. It does, but we want like the very basic plan. And plus, if y'all, so here's the thing. I think I have the GitHub education free tier, the one tier that gives students one extra link. I think. So if you all go to GitHub Education and make your account there, and you will get yeah, you can go for Netlify as well. No worry, right? So go for whatever you're comfortable with. Basically, we want to deploy it. Right. So I'm going to go ahead, create a new app name, GHW, challenges, region. Let's go for Europe. So see, there you go. So, payment method. Let me do this. I am pretty sure I had the student version, but no worries. Alright, I don't know what happened to my plan because I'm pretty sure I had the. So go for Netlify. Let me quickly open up Netlify for me. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm just logging into my Netlify. But yeah, I think you all should check out the GitHub education anyway. I think I recently lost my student access, which is why I'm not getting it. That is a great question. There is a command line interface, or the command line command for that. You can do Heroku. The thing is, I am pretty sure there's a free tier that students get access to, and I think I recently lost my access. So I might not be able to use Heroku, but I'm gonna sign up for both. Give me just 1 minute. I'll sign up for both, and I'll show you how to use both. All right. But until then, you all are free to try the GitHub education. Go to the GitHub education website and see if you can get the Heroku, the student version for you. Alright, folks. So I will have to push my code to GitHub right away, so you all will have access to it, which is great. How are we doing? Are you all trying to sign up for? I know, right? Actually, I tried to, space out my usage. So what I did was when I got it in my first year, I was like, okay, this year I'm going to learn this. So I'll only activate those features. But yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. Welcome back, hey Jackson. It's been a while since you've joined the stream. But cool. So, use whatever you all are comfortable with. I'm trying to sign up for both. I'll show you demo for both. You all can choose to go whichever way you want, right? Alright, let me quickly push this. Let me save this. Save. I'm just gonna create a new repository for the demo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly commit this to a new GitHub repo. So I'm going to go here. I'm pretty sure I have git minute, and I'm probably going to go ahead and add a git ignore. And what I don't want here is root modules. Okay. Wait, what did I do? This is so stupid. My bad. I see what I did. Okay. Okay. This is gonna take a while. Sounds great. Oh, nice. Even Digital Ocean is actually a great option if you all are trying it out. Okay, but you know what? In case this is taking a while, how about we do this? I'm gonna let you all figure this out as well while I do it too. I'm gonna quickly add this to GitHub and let it deploy. So until then, I'll quickly walk you through the entire procedure. Right, so let's go back to our Rapid API, right? So what's going to happen here is basically you're going to add an endpoint, right? So create a REST endpoint. We're going to name your endpoint. We're going to do a get, and we're going to use the basically the link that we just create, right? And from that point on, so here they've also created an API for you, right? And after that, what you can also do is you can edit the responses. So let's say you make an API and you know add custom responses, so you can do that right here, right? And in the gateway, you don't have to change anything. You can just let it be the way it is, right? Y'all can add this depending on your use case. Okay, we don't want community and monetize. Then what you can do is you can actually add the monetize function, especially if you want it to be a side hustle, and you can edit, you know. So let's say you want the pro version, right? So basically you can edit, so pay per use, you can rate limit it, so you know 3 per second, and there you go. So now you can basically, you know, if you want, you can configure all of this, and that is it, right? So I'm going to take the next 5 minutes to deploy it, right? So if you all are doing it, let me know. If you all are done, let me know. I'll tell you what to do next. All right. And right after that, I'm going to show you something very cool that I really want you all to play around with. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing for just 1 minute and see if you all have any questions till this point. Then we all can take 5 minutes to figure out how to deploy it. I'll take another couple of minutes to do the Netlify thing, and we'll be good to go. Yeah, I heard about it, but I assumed students won't be affected by it. Turns out they are, which is sad. All right. So I'm going to continue deploying. Did you define the array right here? So if you see, I've defined the array here. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Give me a second. Share screen, window. So you see, over here, you need to I know, but I sent the code from line 13 and I didn't send the challenges one part. Let me paste it for you. Absolutely. Yes. Give me 1 second, Zenny. Let me finish it off because I'm very distracted until that happens. And once I'm done with this, you can see I haven't configured it. This is the new machine that I'm not even configured it yet. So I'm going to quickly do that. And no worries, no worries. I'm glad you asked. Okay. I am honestly hoping it did not write the note modules because I created the git ignore too late. Yeah, it did write the node modules. Alright, no worries, it'll still work for the most part. So let me. That's what I did wrong, right? I didn't do a dot get ignored. It's okay. Uh, it's fine. Alright, so my Netlify site is live. I just need to figure out deploy log. Let's see. Alright, I think it's gonna take a second to deploy. So let's give it that time. That is amazing. I'm just having a little trouble figuring out my path in Netlify. I've never tried a Chrome Easy server. Is it similar to Heroku? What do you mean by why can't you host it yourself? It still does. Let me send you that link. So basically, what happens is as soon as you create a new Heroku app, it shows you all the commands right there. Hmm. Because your machine isn't on all the time, right, Zenil? So if what happens when you deploy it on GitHub or Azure is that code is accessible at any point, because their cloud and their server is running continuously. Does that make sense? Yay! Congratulations! Oh, why? What happens, Zenil? Anyway, so let me show you how to commit to GitHub first. Again, it's a great idea if you're testing it. If you want to keep it running for a really long time, you can't do it. But all right, you know what? We'll look into the deployment later, rather tomorrow per se. Before that, though, I do want to show you something very cool that I've been pretty much playing around with myself. So present, share screen, entire screen, and there we go. All right, so I'll look into these two things today, and I'll push everything to GitHub with all the instructions. Zenny, I'll also post all the GitHub commit commands so that you can do it yourself. Okay? Thank you so much, Yash. Like I said, it adds to StreamYard, it does not share it. I'll have to press another button to bring it on the screen. But anyway, uh, next thing I want you all to look up is Postman visualization. Search for it and open it, and you'll see how cool it is. So, what it basically lets you do is it lets you add APIs, and it lets you add an HTML template. So, what happens when you add an HTML template is it takes the data and it visualizes onto you for you on the screen, and it's basically a very nice and time saving mechanism, right? Because that way you don't have to first build a website, test its formatting, and then deploy it. You can do everything in this playground, and then finally pick up all of it and paste it on your actual application. Yeah, she's saying go Python, go Python Pro Guild. What do you not understand? Anyway, so let's look at it, right? So I actually had a very fun GitHub. I still do have a fun way where you're going to use the GitHub API and visualize some of our own profiles. So we won't do that today. What I'm going to show you is a couple of sample apps and how to run it. And you all can play with it, send some of the pictures that you visualize with this application in Discord. And then tomorrow we'll continue from here. All right. So let's go into examples so you can see what's happening here, right? So you're basically using HTML and rendering the entire thing in a template. Okay, and what the visualizer does is it takes the API response and then puts it in the template and visualizes it for you. Okay, so mm, so there's the Postman sandbox. Apart from that, see, you can see these visualizations. You all can literally just go into these examples and start, looking at it. So this specifically is this very elaborate D3JS example. All right. All right. So let's look at this. So you can see there's a nice documentation right here, and you can look at all the basic templates and additional templates. And so let's go here in tests variables. In tests, you will usually over here is where your templates will be. All right. So let's look at air quality monitor. So they already have the template created for you here. You can go through it and see what it's doing. Right. So I don't see any visualize command in the template. So this is ideally not a visualization template. All right. Yep, and that's a heat map. That is very cool. But yeah, so let's look at the heat map example if you all want to. Where is the heat map example? So how do you check if that particular data set will have visualization or not? Is by going into the tests and looking for the specific script called pm.visualize. All right. Uh, all right. No, not here. Let's go back. Right. I'm going to look at visualizing E3, right? So this is the heat map that we're going to look at, right? So this is the original example that someone, made in d3.js. And you all can again go ahead and have a look and actually make really cool d3.js stuff here. But right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fork it. And for that, I'm going to sign in. All right, and I'm going to fork it. So fork. Let's create a T3 version. I already have a workspace created specifically for trying this out. Yeah, no, take your time. I will deploy it myself and show it to you all again tomorrow. Alright, so this is now the forked version of the example. So now you can see that I'm going to go into variables and copy the link that I need. So demo URL that is. So I'm going to copy the demo URL, copy. Then I'm going to tests. You can see that over here there's going to be a very elaborate example. So I'm going to first run it. Right, so let's run it. It's gonna first show an error because I haven't put the URL yet, or it did put the URL. Great. Once error request, you run. There we go. So in the tests, you can see that there's a very elaborate template, and you can see here's where I'm going to put the get URL. So there we go, the get URL, and I'm going to send it, right? And over here now you'll see that there's something called, this is the pretty version of the response that we've received. So the JSON which is readable, this is the raw JSON, and then we have something called visualize, and you can see over here it's visualize the entire graph for you. The code it's getting from the tests tab right here. All right. So if you scroll, there will be something called a template starting at some point. Um, Right, so over here, that constant template, this is where it's starting, and in the end, what you do is you just pass the entire uh, response using the visualizer.set into the template. Awesome, I'm done. So this is a very complicated version. You all can start with something much simpler. For example, the bar charts. So let's say if you go into the bar charts, mm, and I'm going to fork this again. I'm going to go to variables. I'm going to fork this. Alright, so over here you can see in the test there is an entire template. They also have a example API, and over here when I click send, I'm going to go into visualize again, and I will see random bar charts based on the random data that I've been sent back. What doesn't work, Yash? Alright, folks. So this is one thing that alright. Well, best of luck. Anyway, so this is visualize, right? And I really want you all to play around with this. So next time what we'll do is we'll create our own template and we will visualize. So basically we use a GitHub profile to create a tiny template for us and then visualize it. All right. Oh, no worries. So we're basically doing a little looking into Postman visualize. We haven't done much. We're just looking at it, alright, and how to play around with it. I really want you all to get the hang of it. As you all can tell, I am also kind of getting the hang of the interface. And yeah, we'll make our own template here tomorrow. Alright, folks, I will see you tomorrow. We have our stream at 2:30 p.m. IST. Tomorrow 2:30 p.m. IST, and then the next stream is on Monday. All right. So tomorrow we will cover this. We will finish deployment, and yeah. All right. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye, folks.